Okay, we're gonna start this over. What's going on, beautiful people? It's your boy Wes from Nation TV here on YouTube, the one place in the World Wide Web where we actually adopt similar connections despite our differences, and welcome to my channel. If this is your first time seeing me, I have been doing YouTube since 2005. It is now 2025, and if you don't know, now you know. Nation TV as a brand is synonymous with BadGirlsclub, and now we run it over into Baddies, because if it wasn't for BGC, there would be no Baddies, let's be clear. I got interviews coming up this year, and I'll be rhyming all the month in time, man. What's going on? If I was smiling through this because I thought I was filming, but I wasn't, and baby, I went into this whole spill. But anyways, I want to talk about this poll that I did. All right, anyway, so I did a poll. My bad, y'all. It's a lot going on tonight. I did a poll on my channel, Nation TV, and 1,200 people voted. And the question was, if Suki used bear mace on Gretchen, was that too far? Okay, because there is a difference with mace and bear mace. And, you know, it was surprising. It was surprising. No shade. It was surprising. Now, we don't always have to adopt similar connections about our differences, and that's cool. We can agree to disagree, and that's fine. Your opinion is valid just as my opinion is valid. But 64% said that Suki went too far, and 36% said, go, Suki, go. Wow. Wow. That is amazing. Like, surprising amazing. Like, what? And I want to get into the comments, okay? So, one person asked, what's stronger than bear mace? Should have used it. Ooh, word. Are we serious? I don't know if we said we serious. Okay. Another person says, great job, Suki. Another person says, baby bot did too much and never gave needing mace for Gretchen of all people. Bear mace at that, and to spray it in an enclosed space with innocent bystanders around was just reckless and uncalled for. Check out Suki on her story. She doing boxing lessons, baby. You should have did that before you got into Baddies. Now, no shade. I like Suki. I like Suki from an entertainment perspective. I don't know her. We haven't done an interview and all of that. My sister was like, you should interview Suki. But then I have found out some stuff regarding what happened on Baddies Caribbean, and I was like, ugh. Should I do that? I don't know. Should I do it? Because if that's true, I don't know if I want that around me. That's a lot. That's a lot. But then, you know, the girls made up and everything happened, you know, all of that. And so I'm like, all right, well, if she made up with her, then I don't have to, like, I guess I have no, like, I don't need to worry about having loyalty, right? Because doing interviews, that's just my job. That's what I get paid to do. I do the interviews. So even though one person told me about another person, and then I find out that those person's actions are a bit extreme, and you know what? No shade. No shade. And I'm not going to dwell into it because I'm not going to mention it, but knowing what reminding myself about what I found out, if it was bear mace, I'm not shocked. No shade. I'm not shocked. Now, I'm not saying Snooki. I'm not saying Suki is like an evil person or a bad person. I'm not saying she's like a bad person, but like, if everything that I was told happened, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked. I'm gonna continue with the I just had that revelation. Another person said, ain't no rules in fighting. Another person says, gave the Gretch a spray tan. Another person says, it gave Suki didn't want to run that fade anymore. Another person says, Suki didn't want to get her face bit off. Too far, Suki. She should just let Sapphire run the fades if she's scared. Okay. M Junior, Tom Music says, I gotta see things unfold to have an understanding and an opinion. I agree. Like, I'm just saying, if it was bear mace, this is how I feel. Like, why are we bringing bear? Just like, you know, a lot of people are pointing out Tommie. Like, Tommie bringing a gun to set is crazy. There was nothing, I don't know if y'all saw my review, there was nothing cute, pretty high-end, or tempting about that. But it's a running gag that Tommie brings weapons to set. So, like, is that like the new running gag for Suki to bring weapons to set? But then I see Gretch. Gretch is fine. Like, Gretch didn't show her face, and I think she had on glasses. But Gretch was on Koldkilla's story time, chilling and hanging out with Koldkilla and Fauna. Well, not hang out. I don't know if they was hanging out or just on a bus together, but she was in the story time. So she walking around and she ain't posting nothing on her face in a minute. So I don't know. Another person says, as Suki herself said, ain't no rules in fighting. There isn't, but y'all wasn't fighting. You ran up on her or said something to her. According to the video, she comes at you and then you spray her. That's what it looked like on the videos I saw. Now, if something else happened, then something else happened, but that's what it looked like. That's exactly what it looked like. Another person says, I don't feel bad for Gretchen at all. Play stupid, win stupid prizes. Another person says, I personally might do the same when it comes to a non-black individual using the N-word all willy-nilly, but that's just me. I got a question. Like, no judgment. We agree to disagree, adopt similar connections, all that. But are y'all this strong? Like regularly speaking about people saying the N-word? That's what I'm curious. If the answer is yes, put that in the comments. Because are we picking and choosing who get to say the N-word, who don't? You know what I mean? Like, are we picking and choosing? Like, I don't know. And I know it's not, it don't have to always be about the race thing, but for me, I'm on that. And I'm on that because I'm black, visibly clear as day black. So I'm on that. All the racially ambiguous broads that don't want to claim back until they can say the N-word, I ain't on that with y'all. At all. So I'm like curious to know. And I did ask Ahna for an interview. After Jayla did her interview, Jayla was like, you should get tesehki. I hit her up. Jayla was like, you should get Ahna. I hit her up. Jayla was like, you should get Biggie. I was like, nah, Biggie blocked me. So I to be quite honest, I'm really interested to hear what Ahna got to say nowadays. I know we got the old video, but I just want to for me at all, there's nothing to play with. But it's interesting because a lot of people was on Gretchen's top like, oh, it's okay, it ain't that big a deal. Jayla doing too much. Now it's like, get her. And I'm not saying the same people that said that or the same people that are saying this. That's why I'm asking, like, are y'all on that type of time all day long with everybody, or y'all picking and choosing because it's GRETCH? I'm just curious. Another person says, it has been worse than that before. Go, Suki, go. Another person says, Suki, you need all that for Gretchen? Real corny. And because it's Zeus, she won't face any consequences. Rodnisha says, emoji. Monkey laugh face. Jordan W says, so Suki could do all that for Gretch, but wouldn't fight E.T. during Baddies East finale and wanted Sapphire to run a fade with E.T. at the reunion when she had beef with E.T. These girls only fight Gretch because they think she an easy win, scary behavior. Another person says, whipping her, okay, yeah, she deserved it. But bear mace, I know you in line. I don't think y'all have experienced somebody getting sprayed with bear mace before. But again, it seemed like Gretch fine because I could have sworn that was her koldkilla video. Another person said, laugh my ass off, depends, let's see. Another person says, I only say that it's too far because it got in other people. Now, if it were to only get on Gretchen, I wouldn't care at all. Another person says, who's the animal in this scenario? Ooh, wait. Come on. Pineal pulses. Aggie_M says, everybody's saying Suki wrong, but don't even know what happened. What if Gretchen did some crazy ish to Suki? Where I'm from, we made psychotic strangers. Out of here. I know that's right. Come on, Aggie. We definitely got to see. Like I said, I'm basing it off of if this is what happened, this is how I feel. I still don't think there's a rhyme or reason to carry bear mace on you for baddies. Like, what? Just like I don't think there's a rhyme or reason to have a gun in your teddy bear. Like, no. Forsaken 860 says, go Suki go. She scratched Jayla up something terrible. Then she really wants to hurt these girls. Nah, stay over there, ho. Okay. Another person says, like, why would you need to use bear mace on Gretchen? Shake my head. For real. Like, Sapphire ain't beat her up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she walking around looking pretty. Like, what did Sapphire do to her? Nothing. Like, what's good? We gotta, what? Another person says, nope, Gretchen shouldn't even be there in the first place and she's disrespectful. So with that being said, baby, you got what you got. Ooh. Another person says, Dolly in summer was throwing horse manure last season. The Bear Maid says, is that... Really, Shell _way? Really? Is that Shell or Chile? I don't know. I'm going to say Shell. TT Alo 36 says, I think it was security who maced her. Another person says, Misfit Beauty 1017 says, I'm sorry, a lawsuit needs to be had. Did you see how thick and heavy that mace came out? That can, and Zeus is saying nothing. Your fans excuse your faves for their heinous behavior is going way too far. Gretchen does not deserve that. Let's keep it real. It's actual real racists out here. Another person says, yeah, the police would be getting involved. Another person says, Suki can't fight. She knew Gretchen would eat her up. She's all mouth, no bark. Another person says, but if Big Gretch made Suki, she'd be a racist. Come on, y'all. Is wrong is wrong. Another person says, Gretchen's no gauge calling people the N-word, so why should Suki? Gretchen's no gauge? All right, another person says, it's unacceptable. Don't get me wrong, but y'all need to keep the same energy. Y'all was praising Tommy when she pulled out the gun. I wasn't, Muhammad. I wasn't. And the last person says, beer based on a white woman using slurs sounds justified to me. Listen, y'all ain't caring. Y'all ain't caring like Karen. Anyways, I'm curious to see what y'all got to say. Leave your comments below this video. And yeah, we got a lot to talk about because Jada said she got into a fight on the season. Now, last time I talked to her, she said she ain't getting no fights. Girl, why you fighting and who you fighting, girl? Long as your face still looking cute, my mind. Long as your face still looking cute. Don't be Tavi.